There are a few things in the bowling world that are more misunderstood than the influence of layouts or what hook actually is, so we're going to talk about both of those. For some reason, the prevailing opinion is that layout is one of the biggest factors in ball reaction, no matter how many times that's shot down or addressed. This is something I could talk for hours about, but it's really pretty simple. A ball is designed very well for a specific purpose, and the truth is that layout is just a fine-tuning tool that can be used for several different reasons, but ultimately isn't going to significantly alter the reaction of most bowling balls. You're not going to take a Sherlock and turn it into a high road with a layout, or vice versa. Now, you can take either one of those and make it a little smoother or a little sharper or a little earlier or a little later, but a ball will ultimately do what it's designed to do because surface and or the cover stock are the biggest factors in ball reaction. Basically, what a layout does is it makes the core spin in a certain way, and depending on how the core is spinning, it can enhance or reduce the attributes of the ball. While it's obviously a factor, this is the easiest way to explain it. A ball with very strong cover and a weak core will still hook quite a bit, not as much as a ball with a stronger core in it, but it will still hook a lot just due to the cover stock and the surface. However, you can take a very strong core and put a plastic cover on it, and while it will hook a few boards more than regular plastic, the cover is always going to dominate the reaction. The core is just there to help it out. Now, this is the easiest way to think about surface. Most people equate hook with back end, so when somebody goes into a pro shop and says that they want something that really hooks, they usually mean that they want something that turns sideways on the back end, not something that starts up early and has traction and is very smooth on the back end, which is what most big hooking balls usually are. The three stages of ball motion are skid, hook, and roll. The skid phase is the ball skidding through the heads or getting easily through the front part of the lane. The hook phase is when the ball starts to slow down and actually hooks, meaning it stops going one way and then starts going in the direction of the rotation. The roll phase is when it simply rolls in the direction of the rotation, or what happens on the back end, which is generally misunderstood as hook. The more surface you have, or the stronger the surface is, meaning it's a lower grit or that the surface is rougher, but the more surface you have, the easier it is for the ball to contact the lane through the oil or grip despite still being in the oil. The earlier the ball begins to grip, the longer the hook phase is, so the smoother reaction is going to be because it's still not in total contact with the lane. The oil is still going to play a part. The best way to explain it is to talk about snow tires. Snow will still cause problems, but snow tires, which feature large treads and deep channels between them, are designed to be able to dig through the snow to contact with the road. That doesn't mean that you can drive 70 miles an hour with 4 inches of snow on the road, but they help and they're better than regular tires. Those of you out there that are NASCAR fans will probably be able to understand this fairly easily. Why wouldn't you use snow tires on a stock car? Technically, they grip more, right? More than regular tires or racing slicks on snow for sure, but big hooking heavy oil balls are designed to be used on oil, not dry. Balls with shinier surfaces like racing slicks will not grip on oil or snow, but will have much more surface area in contact with a dry lane like racing slicks on an asphalt road surface. This is the answer to why your light oil ball could appear to hook more than your sanded heavy oil ball. Polished balls will skid on the oil because they aren't strong enough to dig through them. They won't contact the lane at all. Then turn sharply on the dry because they have all this energy that they've conserved the whole time down the lane. Balls with surface begin hooking through the oil but don't turn sharply on the back end because while they have a rougher surface and can dig through the oil, when they hit dry, they actually have less surface area in contact with the lane than a shinier ball does. So basically, you use racing slicks on a stock car because you want maximum surface area in contact with the asphalt for grip. If you use soft snow tires, they would actually grip less because there's less surface area in contact with the road. Dry oil balls are designed to react like bigger hooking balls on lighter oil conditions, and big hooking balls need quite a bit more oil than you think they do. So if your vibe is out hooking your Sherlock, it's very likely you're simply bowling on conditions that are just too dry for the Sherlock to be effective on. When you use a heavy oil ball on conditions that are too light, the ball will begin hooking too early and burning energy and will not have enough left on the back end to finish strong. It needs heavier oil to help it get down the lane before it actually hooks. Now, this is all quite a bit more complicated and technical than this, and while this may not be perfectly accurate, it's the easiest way that I've found to just get the concept across. Now, obviously, there are some shiny balls that hook more than others and some dull balls that hook more than others, and that's where you get into different cover stock formulations and where the core does have some influence, like I explained earlier, but I'm not going to get into all that. For this video, we're just trying to keep it simple. So that's all I've got for now. If you have questions, definitely leave them below. I'll be happy to try to answer them. So thanks for watching.